Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 1, text number 61. Tebhyognayaः sambhavan. Tebhyognayaः sambhavan. Chatvarimsaccha panchacha. Chatvarimsaccha panchacha. Tayevaikonah panchasat. Tayevaikonah panchasat. Sakam pitrapitamahay. Sakam pitrapitamahay. Tebhyognayaः sambhavan. Chatvarimsaccha panchacha. Tayevaikonah panchasat. Sakam pitrapitamahay.
Sakam Pitrapitamahay.
Tebhyah, from them, Agnayah, fire gods, Sambhavan, were produced. Chatvarimsat, 40, Cha, and Pancha, 5, Cha, and they, Eva, certainly, Ekona Panchasat, 49, Sakam, along with Pitrapitamahay, with the fathers and grandfather. Translation. From those three sons, another 45 descendants were generated, who are also the fire gods, The total number of fire gods is therefore 49, including the fathers and the grandfather. Purport. The grandfather is Agni, and the sons are Pavaka, Pavamana, Suchi. Counting these four plus 45 grandsons, there are altogether 49 different fire gods. So this chapter is speaking about the lineage of Swayambhu Manu. One has to be very clear. Actually, first of all, there's no purport, very difficult. So, by your blessings, let me try. Why the lineage is discussed? What is the reason? Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with lineages actually. Mango tree produces mangoes, and apple tree produces apples. And based on the tree, the fruits are generated. It takes a village to grow a child, but parents' contribution is maximum. It's very important actually. Directly parents contribute. One day, hyena, animal. So they were like in forest, lions were walking nicely. Lion walk, they say, right? Tigers are also walking nicely. Elephants are also walking very nicely. So the mother hyena saw the kids and told, "Hey, you are walking across. What is this? Walk like a lion or walk like tiger, walk like elephant." The children said, "Mom, show us how to walk like that, then we'll walk." So the mom, you know, so one day, parents meeting, the father, the teacher called father, and said, how is my son doing? He's doing very well, but one problem. What is that? Whenever, this Gaurav will joke actually. Whenever, for C, he said key. For example, for city, he says kitty all the time. So we are unable to correct him. Father said, when he doesn't have capacity, what can you do? Another father went to the parents meeting and said, the teacher is talking to the father and said, no, how is my son doing? He's doing very well. You know. So, so he was talking, how are you in your school days? I was doing very well, but somehow I would always fail in history. Teacher said history is repeating actually. History is repeating. Means your son is doing very well in all subjects, but history is failing. So Swayambhu Manu, the one has to be very clear. What is the goal of life? I'm honest with you, until we came to Krishna consciousness, we don't know our goal. What is the goal of our life? Make money and enjoy. Hiranyakasipu, that's it. We are all, sometimes, when Hiranyakasipu lecture starts, we all think we are Prahlad, very interesting. So we never think we are Hiranyakasipu one time. Many are maximum or medium. How many of you agree? I don't know about you, but true. You know, that is the reason why film industry was so successful in third world countries like India. With a small thing. And cricket, why cricket was successful in India and why movies were successful in India? There is a condition soul wants to enjoy. Conditioned soul wants to enjoy means what they will do? I am in the bodily consciousness. For somebody to enjoy, and especially when goal, they are not aware of the goal. First qualification is they're absorbed in bodily consciousness. I am this body. It is because of the Rajogun. When the Rajogun and Tamogun are very prominent, sex life is very prominent. Sex life is very prominent. The subtle sex, adoration, profit, and distraction. If you go to America, like children, especially who are not devotees, you see superstars, like basketball stars. What do you call soccer stars? Adoration. You have to adore somebody. Tamagun people worship people in a mode of, worship, Rajagun people worship superstars, politicians. Tamagun people worship ghosts and hobgoblins. People in mode of goodness worship demigods. And people who are transcendental, they worship Krishna. We are all transcendental. But unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, the moods, there is no pure goodness there is no Sattva is not very pure in the material world. It has to be mixed with Raja and Tamaguna. So when the goal of life is not clear, Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj, and I loved this. He's calling the universities terrorist centers. Professors are the terrorists. Hey, make money, you'll be happy. Many of you are not even software engineers actually, but because it's a media to make money, you know. Indians are very Indian mentality. I'm Indian, of course, you know. So I know that's very well. Whichever is very good, they'll adopt it very easily. You know, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, you know, Hare Krishna means only two things: Kartal and Mridanga. Saraswati Thakur time there was no harmonium. Lord Chaitanya's time you don't see harmonium. Only two things: Kartal and Mridanga. You know, so then we see like maybe 30-40 years ever since Prabhupada came. You know, so okay, whichever is good, harmonium. So Indians will learn 4 tunes. That's it. So that's where I get name. So let me go there. Whichever Indian drive is so powerful. It's true with everyone more or less. Where you get sense gratification, even bhakti also. So subtle, if not subtle, when gross is cut, people go for subtle. So one has to be clear about the goal. One has to be very clear about the goal. Even after coming to bhakti, if you are not clear about the goal, I'm honest with you, you'll be lingering around bhakti, but you will not touch the point. You'll be going around only, circles. The dot is bhakti center. Very simple. I'm talking to myself, trust me. Anya vilashita sunyam. You don't have any other desire. Jnana karma dhanavritam. Anukulyena Krishna anusilanam. Bhakti ruttama. Don't cultivate any desire other than serving Guru and Krishna. But is it easy? I ask my same question myself. Hey, my time is running out. Then one day I said, rascal number one, what is this? Why this desire is not good? Why are you cultivating it? Eventually, finally, I concluded a person in Rajoguna and Tamaguna, he or she cannot cultivate unwanted desires that are not that are cannot unwanted desires, especially detrimental to bhakti. So, human goal of human life is purification of one's existence. Swayambhu Manu has that goal. By his father Brahma, hey, I have to. He didn't say, hey, I'm sorry, that is my Rajoguna. Brahma said, my son, I was given a service to populate the universe. So you populate the universe. But with a nice progeny. How many parents send their children to forest to purify themselves so that they can get them married? Nobody. In my childhood, at least, I would hear the words that boys in Sattogan, even though he's not making so much money, for our girls, very attacking behavior, this boy can work well. So when we give our daughter to him, she will be happy. That boy is Rajogun. He is making so much money, still, he'll give trouble to her. This type of words I would hear again and again. But in 30 years, India changed a lot and convents came and English education came. Sattvagun, Tamagun are no longer the common words nowadays. What is the end result? Chaos. Swayambhu Manu, what type of children he gave birth to? Kapila Muni was born as a grandson. Yajna was born as another grandson. Both are Supreme Personality of Godhead only. Move. If you are that type of character, it doesn't matter that you are married or single. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're married or single. One day I meditated. Hey, what is Vasudev's consciousness? He had 7 wives. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. You know, you need for you to put the basket, for you to play the basketball, you need a basket court. And you need that, what do you call, that's where you put the basket. So Vasudeva is the platform where Vasudeva will come. Mean Vasudeva would always think of Krishna only. Wow. And if that is your consciousness, it doesn't matter that you have 10 wives or 15 wives or 100. Chitraketu Maharaj married 1 crore wives. I never use this word because it definitely will conclude beyond doubt this person is a sex monger. Never. Chitraketu Maharaj wanted only one son. That is his service to his father, because those days it was monarchy. All he wanted is one son who would rule. Punnam Nargayati iti putra. But he couldn't get his bad, whatever his bad karma, he couldn't give birth. So he kept on getting married, but still not. What is material world? You will never get what you want. And when you get what you want, it comes with a package. It comes with a package. How is that person? Very good, but you have to tolerate that person, especially those are living either in the temple or outside. You have this feeling, you have to tolerate that person. How many of you agree? If wife and husband are very good, problem will come from children. If everything is very good, parents, somewhere it has to come. Lakshmi ji asks Narayan, my lord, why did you create a world like this? There is a proton, positive charge, pious devotee, pious soul. Next to that is electron, negative charge. In between neutron, pure devotee. You keep on fighting, I'll watch. Narayan says, I have created the world like this so that they would be frustrated and they'll come back. But what is, we are unfortunately part and parcel of Krishna. What is our adamancy? We are adamant. Somewhere, oh, Anand milega, milega. If not today, tomorrow. If not today, tomorrow. It takes lifetimes to. One day I meditated, why there is old age? Why can't we remain 25 years all throughout the life? One time you will become, if you want one place, you'll become helpless. That time, my Lord, please help me. That is Krishna's plan. So, the parents, what they would do, Swayambhu Manu, what a training he gave to Devahuti. She's a most beautiful lady, but he gave it to Kardamuni. Prasiti was given to Daksha. Akuti, so with his daughters, and 2 sons, Uttanpad and Priyavrat. The lineage, again in that same lineage comes Dhruva. Means what a family, huh? But here the grandfather is Agni and the sons are Pavaka. The moment I read Pavaka, I would do fire sacrifice for Gruha Pravesham. The fire that you perform, the fire sacrifice is called Pavaka actually. And then I thought Pavamana. And the moment I read it, my childhood song came into my mind, the Tyagaraja song actually. So Pavaman actually, if you want, I can sing it, but So Pavamana Sutta, yes, Tyagaraja is worshipping Lord Ram. So this Pavamana Sutta is actually Hanuman. So Pavaman is actually air, Pavan or Pavaman, wind god. So how is that Agni has a wind god as son? For fire to survive, you need air. Yes or no? Without air, there is no fire. So another thing is Suchi. Fire purifies. But very interestingly, Bhagavad Gita, of the purifiers, Krishna says, I am wind. Very interestingly, Krishna did not say fire. Can anyone add anything? Anand Gaurav, you want to say something? of the purifiers, Krishna says, I'm wind. We never said of the purifiers, I'm fire. Actually, any object you put in the fire, it is purified. Because fire has the power to disintegrate the element to its root. Like you pour water, what is that? You put an object, it will disintegrate that into tiny, tiny atoms. What is that? Potassium permanganate. Immediately you put potassium permanganate. It will split into potassium and manganese and oxygen. That's it. That's how it will do. One day I thought, why Krishna is not telling I'm fire, of the purifiers I'm fire, but I'm not telling, he's not telling I'm purifiers I'm wind, but he's not telling I'm purifiers I'm fire. Then felt, for fire to subsist, you need air. And goal of human life is actually purification. So, one has to purify existence. That's why Vayu, Madhvacharya is actually in the lineage of Vayu and Hanuman actually. Madhvacharya came to purify the world. Hanuman came to purify the world. And Vayu purifies the world in conjunction with the fire. And the another son is Suchi. Suchi means purity. So our goal of life should be purify your existence. One has to have, what is the goal of life? You purify your existence. If the goal of life is purifying my existence, goal of life is not a self-realization, then what happens? Nate vidu swarda gatim hi Vishnu. Prahlad is telling. We recently celebrated Durasaya ye bahirardhamanina. If the goal of life is not Krishna, if your goal of life is not Vishnu, first thing you will have, actually one day I was telling brahmachari class, what is Krishna's, how does the material world run? The moment you become 16, the lust enters. This, you don't have any other goal but marry only and enjoy only. And once children come, you have to maintain them only. So, lust and greed, these two things run the world. If lust is not there, when Prabhupada disciple said, all the men will stay in the forest only, all the women will stay with the father only. That's it. There won't be any children. But the powerful force in this world. How many agree? That's it. Once you get children, I have to take care of them. If you don't have children, it is a problem. If you have children, it is a problem. Always you are worried for them only. Yeah. Then I see the parents. He's already 20, she's already 28, I'm unable to get married. Parents are nowadays actually getting into anxiety. They are getting depressed actually. Serious depression. And wow. So my point is, Natemitu Swartha Gatim hi Vishnu. Goal should be Krishna. If goal is not Krishna, what is the next one? Durasaya. You'll be Durasa. Greed. Then you'll be attracted to Bahirardhamanina. Money is very sweet. Who said money is sweeter than honey? Prahlad Maharaj. And a person who's greedy, but there is no Krishna in the life, they'll be naturally attracted to money. Bhairardhamanina. That person andha is blind to self-realization. He's not interested. Hey, come for the class. Not interested. We tell the students, chant 2 rounds, very busy. Hey, open your cell phone. You are very busy. What is the screen time? 8 hours. 8 hours. But 15 minutes time is not there. Means because of all glories to the movies, all glories to media. Actually, Chaitanya Prabhu made a nice statement. You cannot forget the role of Surpanaka in Ravana's abduction of Sita. Likewise, in all these rapes that are happening in the world, you cannot decimate or discount the role of movies. They are the culprits. But does anyone say that? I was in flight from Dallas to Temple. You know? So they're watching movies. It's junk. After watching such a very erotic things, you will remain Prahlad or what? Nobody remains Prahlad. Then what happens? You'll do wrong things. This much happiness, this much suffering. And with that consciousness, you give birth to children, mental problems. And all glories to America. America leads the world. America leads the world. Honestly speaking, today, the world needs good grahasthas who can give birth to good children with proper consciousness. Pavamana and Suchi, purification of one's existence is important. Sachi Devi, another's name is Suchi Devi. People would call, she's very chaste, Indra's wife. Interestingly, Indra is not, but his wife is very chaste, Sachi Devi. Even if the field, its seed is bad, field is very good, mother, still she can offer purification. Even if the father conditioning is very high, the field, mother is very pure, or very spiritually oriented, she can offer. But today it's not there. So, Urdhava Karika Suni Sarvaloka Nama Sutra Ganti Parakanti Shloka. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to purify yourself, what he said, Harinam. Harinam is the way. Are we investing on Harinam? Sometimes people think, I've been chanting for 20 years, nothing is happening. No, things are happening. The conditioning is so intense. The conditioning is very intense. But you all agree, day one and today, so much difference. How many of you agree? There's a U-turn difference. Because the conditioning is very intense, very high. Then Lord says, if you want the purification to happen on a very high level, you wear this verse, Nama Sutra Gantipana Kanti Shloka. This verse wear around the neck. What is that verse? Actually, if you meditate these 8 verses of Sikshashtakam, wow! The gateway to great way is actually Trunada Psinicha. I could never apply in my life. If you can apply, you'll go back to God. Amazing. And Lord Chaitanya, Janma Sarda Kori Karo. That is the reason why he purposefully adopted Gundicha Marjanam. Lord Chaitanya, the superintendent of the temple, he said, my Lord, you don't need to do that. This is your Leela. Lord Chaitanya said, I want to do it. And what they did, they swept. Actually, I had a seminar on that. I tried to find, I couldn't find. I came back. What he did, first he swept the Gundicha temple. He swept. And all the 200-300 devotees, whatever they have collected, the heaps of dust, Lord Chaitanya alone collected that much heap of dust, which is taller than the heap of dust collected by the devotees. Means what? One has to have a strong desire to purify one's existence, get rid of the impurities. It's very important. We do not know what conditioning we came to this world with, but we all have a conditioning. Kali Yuga means Rajaguna. Prabhupada is telling hardly 1% Brahmanas are there. Now 50 years later, I doubt if it's not even 1%. So we are coming to temple, yes, especially a practicing devotee, we are bringing our conditioning to the temple. Are you contributing to the progress of the temple, or are you contributing to the digress of the temple, regression of the temple? It's its choice. It is a choice. Even if everyone is bad, you become that. Temple will grow. Even if temple is maybe growing 1%, one person is watching you. It's very important. Hey, what is Brahma's lifetime and 70, 80 years? I many times I really pat myself, despite all the wrong things I did, one good thing I did, joined full time. Wow. When you join full time, you declare war on all the impurities, starting with lust. And you want to become free from the bodily consciousness. That's very good actually. But outside, when you're living outside, you can have the same drive, but you're exposed to the material world. You're very much exposed to the material world. I also worked in America. So much tamagun in office. Rajagun tamagun. You know? Somebody told me, in order to pacify the children, parents started showing the movies. And nowadays, anyway, you're showing, I'll also watch, They told me that. That's not good. So I want to purify my existence. So Lord Chaitanya collected that heaps and heaps of dust. And he said, let us do it again. Why he did second time? First time when you do it, the gross things are gone. Second time you do it, the subtle things should go. When somebody joins full time, they eat so much. Prabhupada encouraged Americans to eat so much. You know why? When you cut the grass, it has to come out. When you cut the grass, it has to come out. Adoration, profit, distinction, you have to have it because the gross lust is there. So then eat nicely up to neck. That's good. That's very good. Eat nicely up to the neck. If not, everyone thinks I'm a pure devotee, he or she. No, definitely not. Especially when you deal with false ego. False ego is there to tell you you're right. False ego tells you you're a pure devotee. You're not. So Lord Chaitanya collected second time. And he started using his cloth actually. And I want to add one thing here. Maya is there to every second find that free time, your weakness, there she'll occupy that. One of the biggest weapons of Maya is cell phone. Never keep cell phone next to you when you're chanting. You will see this 10 times. How many of you agree? She has full control on our body actually. Yes, you have me, what happened today's meeting? And that one. Say, I spoke to devotees 3 hours. Never, that time you didn't tell me this. आप बात कर रहे थे 3 घंटा तभी आप याद नहीं दिला रहे यू आर नॉट मेकिंग मी रिमेम्बर दिस नाउ यू आर रिमाइंडिंग I have to chant nicely. Hey, that mail. Hey, that one. This is how mind works. She will never let anyone go. That's why somebody sings so well. I've seen these gurus, they don't pay any attention to that. I've seen them again and again. They're very least, somebody gives good lectures, somebody sings very well. Are continue in the club only. You have little good karma, you're singing very well. Are you have little good karma, you're speaking very well. But the real thing is, you're not there yet. You have to pay that price. So Lord Chaitanya second time also he collected another heap. Then he said, bring the water. One has to have a good sangha. One time one person was awarded lot of, this farmer was awarded the best. You're the best farmer because you're generating the best crop of rice. Then reporter went, how come you're chosen as the best, farmer And you're able to generate the best rice. He said, even if, is it because of the seeds? No. Even if I have the best basmati rice seeds, my thing, my crop is based on my neighbors because the cross pollination occurs. What I did, I went to neighbors and I told them, you buy these seeds. You buy these seeds, and I also purchase the same seeds. But because I have a bigger land, my crop is bigger. Because my neighbors, they all have same seeds, even though cross pollination occurred, it is between the same seeds only. What is the moral of the story? Moral is actually they also have the same crop, but because of a bigger land, my produce is more. So simple thing is Sangha, everyone should be like that. Sangha, everyone should be like that. If not, what happens? You will be influenced. You don't see that it's so much in grown-up devotees. I travel a lot, right? Uh, the Sunday school, especially Sunday school of 80 kids, is not so much affected. The Sunday school only has 6 kids, and 2 more new kids come. You know. So one time, what happened? 2 kids were brought in. These kids, they love playing with small insects that are sold in America. They would bring it to the Sunday school. Children, what is that? Will play with that type of things. The children told the parents, I want to play with that type of insects. Parents said, hey, where are you getting this from? You cannot tell the family because you are cultivating them. If you tell remove your children, they will also go. You know. Somebody said, devotees kids are as good as any other kids, they said. Because all you need is one person. Even if you are very good, your children are very good, then when the water comes from other side, agree or not? Somebody said my son goes with other 3 guys in the car and they listen to some other music. I want to play that music here. you know we have no idea what happens in the school. Kaliyuga. That's why make your children a preacher. Attack is the best defense. You prepare them. I met one boy in Sadhu Sangha, 6-year-old. I told him, I heard you're giving classes for past 5 years. He said, yes. At the age of 6, he started giving classes. Great. Columbus. So the point is, when you attack is the best defense. If Prabhu chant, you make everyone, you tell everyone chant. Naturally, it is expected you chant. So the point is, Lord Chaitanya cleaned second time also. A person who doesn't focus internally but focusing only externally preaching, elaborate. Especially Rajoguna, with experience, I'm telling you, your results are always mixed. People are appreciating you, but something is there that is bothering you. So you will not find happiness with the things you're achieving. You're bothered very much with the things you're not achieving. That is Rajoguna. Ravana is not happy that he had so many wives. But he was he was not happy because Ravana is not happy because he had so many wives. But he was unhappy that somebody's wife is more beautiful than all these wives. That is Rajoguna. Kaliga means Rajoguna. So one has to invest on holy name. One has to invest on prasad only. A person whose tongue is uncontrolled, they may be eating prasad. They may be a person who is not strict with tongue. They will do definitely. Their attitude is not good. This person, Drupada, went to, I forgot the sage's name. And I don't have children. I want you to come and do fire yajna. That guy said, never. I'm not interested. I'll give you a lot of money. Keep it with you. I will not do it. These are all karmakanda portions. I cannot do it. Please help me. I'll help you. My brother, one day, there was a fruit and he ate that fruit without even checking where it came from. Just go and ask him, he'll help you. But I cannot do that. Arey, what a personality. Huh? He didn't help him, but he helped him by showing the means. He went to the brother. I'll give you a lot of money. Can you come and do fire sacrifice? Powerful person. I will. He is the one who helped Drupadi perform the fire sacrifice. From where Panchali and Drishtadyumna came out. So a person who is loose with food, because contamination enters through tongue. We cannot cheat anybody here. We cheat ourselves only because Krishna is watching. That's it. How easy it is to give class when somebody is listening. How difficult it is to control the mind and senses. Who is our worst enemy? What a great etam sastaya paratmanishtam adhyasitam puratamayar maharshvi antarisham vidarantam aram tamo mukundang nisayaiva. Avanti Brahmana is telling, I forgot that verse. These people spitting on my face, they are my enemies. These people throwing on stone on my face, they are my enemies. This person passing foul air on my face is my enemy. My karma is my enemy. Planets are my enemies. No, my uncontrolled mind and senses, they are my enemies. What a personality. But unfortunately, when we are not there yet, we tell very easily we tell, but it's very difficult. Also, is always there to tell you're right. That's why one should have a good association. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Spoken anything wrong, please forgive me. Grateful for your patient audience. Any question or comment? No.
So, Prabhu, this is a famous verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. You were mentioning about musical instruments. So, it's in Madhya Lila, 13th chapter, 14th verse. The verse where Mahaprabhu says, Manima, Manima, and there,
Rath Yatra time.
And there it says, if I remember, Nalavabhya Kolala, something like various musical instruments, but it still doesn't say what musical instruments. So, but it says Nalavabhya Kolala, something like that. I think the verse comes, but where there are many varieties of musical instruments. So since you mentioned about musical instruments, so but other than that, I think there is like no. I don't remember like where exactly it says like what are those musical instruments?
I probably forgot which book it was, but there, I think Bhaktivinoda Thakur, maybe Loknath Maharaj came out with somewhere. But it's a reference with Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, only two instruments, Kartal and Kol and Kartal. That's it. You know, so even harmonium was actually a Western instrument. You know, but Indians, even violin is Western instrument, but we used it very well, violin and harmonium. You know, so but these are the only two things. Actually, if you see, there is a book I saw in Second Avenue, 22nd Avenue. Lord Chaitanya party, you see one person playing mridang and kartal. You don't see any other instrument actually. You know, I see like this like I say, there are two mridangas, actually three mridangas. Actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that 7 parties, 2 mridanga players, this many kartal players, 1 singer. Likewise, you don't see any other instrument. During Rath Yatra, the 7 parties. So that is a proof, standing testimony. We have only these 2. No? One thing I could never understand was how they were able to generate that much loud noise when their microphones were not there. But I think their voice were very strong those days. You know, And also, if you construct, I got the answer for that also. If you construct, these amphitheaters outside, they construct like this. When you speak, because of the acoustics, that person can reach. So something like that, they may have some facility.
Hill.
But you don't see that hill everywhere, of course. Anyway, there were no microphones, but still, it's a very vibrant.
Two more small points. One you mentioned about two more small points. One you mentioned about the distraction while chanting, and about a few years ago in some Japa meditation class, I was hearing the level of distraction itself. That when people are chanting, they were making like one finger is like this, and then with that finger, people are browsing cell phone, right? Because even that one finger outside is used in, that is the level of distraction. I mean, it sounds funny, but it's sad. And the third, the small point you had mentioned also about the word Pavamana. I think the song is talk word is Pavamana Superior.
Mm.
So, just about the small point there, like there's so many distractions for people with because India is so composite and there are so many sects and branches and everything, and it is sometimes gets so confusing for people because when we go into many of the things were not in the authorized Vaishnava Sampradayas, then what happens is there is so much of mixture there with first there is lack of clarity in the songs. And then because they don't know whether it is what is the philosophy of Vedanta, so there's lack of clarity there, or there's mixture of Maya that somehow I don't know, I just have this thought about speaking to ISKCON makes life simple. Like Prabhu, you just had a small thought
True.
there.
Actually, no. I mean, I don't know where in Chaitanya Charitamrita is written, for example, Prabhupada said, don't read Ramcharitamanas, but read only Valmiki Ramayana. But in ISKCON nowadays, everyone quotes left and right Ramcharitamanas, And somebody said, but I don't know where it's written, which part, but it is written. Yeah, anyone read it? Anyone knows? Where?
I heard in lectures because there is mixture of Maya in various places. And same thing is like about other saints too. I was not even there, but like virtually as clearly stated, the only thing the number go by is not even Valmiki Ramayana, they go to the Mula Ramayana with Brahma's book.
Wow, I don't know this. Okay.
Guruji, same questions. What happened was 2 weeks back I read one book of Jadid Maharaj about standards of Kirtan. And I was so familiar that if we follow that book means 80% we are already in there.
Okay, we have books upstairs. I added one box. I told devotees, first thing I should not sing my kirtan. I am the first one to I have to shut myself. I know that.
So we have to discuss that because we will that.
We definitely discuss actually. What is it? Okay, I want to tell this, Roji. Every spiritual organization has conservatives and liberals. This is not my statement. One devotee by name Radha Gopinath Prabhu. I love the statement. I want to share it with you. So conservatives means they're very strict. There are principles and details. If you're strict with the principle, there is nothing wrong. But sometimes conservatives, they become strict with the details. Like for chanting 16 rounds. That's the principle. Conservative, chant 16 rounds. Before 7 o'clock, you should finish your rounds. In the east direction, you should sit down. Keep your back erect. And that is detail. If you're too strict about it, then what happens? It'll become fanaticism. Now we'll see the other side, liberals. Liberals, as long as they are liberal with the details, that's okay. But sometimes liberals, it's a tendency, they try to liberalize the principle. For example, chant 16 rounds. You can chant anytime. 4 rounds, 4 rounds, 4 rounds, 4 rounds. But if they should not speak, you should one day chant 8 rounds, other day 6 rounds. So you should not, whatever your liberalizing should not happen with the principle. So the beauty lies in balance. Very nice statement. And if not, you will dilute the whole thing. So the point is, what works in ISKCON actually today, there is so much of usage of harmonium actually. Harmonium has become, if you can sing or play on harmonium, then only you can lead kirtan, something like that has become. Yes, Prabhupada actually knows. Okay, for example, again, I'll bring it myself. I used to sing Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, and I saw people not sing, they would not sing. I checked with Mother Malte actually. I saw Radhana Swami sing this. Then one day I asked Mother Malte. Mother Malte said, Prabhupada would say, in order to, he would say Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare. But thing is, some people, how can you split the mantra? So some people won't do that, But I've seen, she herself told me, Prabhupada, many times he would sing, then another person, a person conservative will say, hey, you do whatever Prabhupada did. That's another thing. But yes, definitely we should not bring what are all the things that are sung in Vrindavan things. That, I did this curve because I saw Maharaj doing it again and again and again. Is only sadness. That's where you pick up, right? From your parents, like that. Then look, I cross-checked with Mother Malte. Mother Malte said, yes, she did, Prabhupada did it. But I've seen in our congregation also. And I used to sing in Detroit Temple. Some people would not sing. You are splitting the mantra means something like that, So it's eating the mantra, whatever. So beauty lies in balance. Some people it's okay, no problem. It's nice devotee. Some people, what is that? This is the thing. Chaitanya Chandra told me this. They're like Vedic mafia. He used that word. You can, okay, need of the hour, I'm also, we try to balance things, some people, you can put me on conservative side. Certain areas I'm liberal, I'm more conservative side. Radhashyam very conservative, So, but it should not have to that, you should not take to that extent. And yesterday somebody told me, you don't have Kantamala? You are not qualified to listen lecture. Prabhu, chale jao. That is. It is happening in ISKCON temples now. He told me. I don't know. Ooh. Huh?
New person can never be the lecture.
Probably actually this one thing I'll tell you. I have seen some sannyasis speak on this. They said the best thing is you be strict with yourself, be lenient with others. Be strict with yourself, be lenient with others. The day they are ready to listen, then you correct. Prabhuji, when they are not ready to listen, you cannot correct them. If it is American, never come. Sometimes I tell myself, maybe because of my attitude, they're not coming. Even if they came, they would leave. So they don't want to be corrected. Honestly speaking, some interactions I've seen with some sannyasis, they are mind-boggling, bro. Or they'll speak like this also, only to retain them. But with them, they're very strict. Very strict means very strict. Anyway, the first Radha Gopinath Prabhu statement, I loved it past 15, 20 years. And then I added this one statement. You be strict with yourself and lenient with others until they come to the process. Anyone, any question or comment? Anyway, I purchased the books. Madhupati told me, so I purchased the books and I told myself, first thing, if I read this book, the first one to be barred from singing is Yugal Kishore Das. you know, many times I saw Jayadeva Maharaj walking out. Yeah, he is in Brooklyn Temple. Actually, now he is relatively. He would, if you little bit change, you'll walk out. He'll walk out of the kirtan. I would see him only in the Mangalarti. No, I was not a singer. I was a singer, but I saw him do that. Nowadays, he told me that. I have mellowed it down. He told me himself. Told me that. So he mellowed down. I told him, come and sit, Yugal Kishore. Maharaj, I cannot imagine you calling me. We know you very well for years. No, I don't have any position. That's why you come in. But very strict. But anyway, but one thing, if he follows sincerely, I will tell you. Jai Bhakti Kas Maharaj. He came out with Brahmacharya and Krishna conscious book. Initially, it was not allowed. But then GV said, if somebody follows strictly, he'll become a good Brahmachari. Let his book be there. So that book was allowed. Brahmacharya and Krishna consciousness. But other books, they were not allowed. Especially in America. Some books were should I know. I saw visibly one temple president meeting, one person came and he was putting all the books. You want, I can tell the GV's name. So she went there. What is this? Take it out. Right now. I am telling you what I saw that. Yes, Prabhu.
Explain intricacies. But I just want to go back to the verse where you mentioned lineages actually. Bhagavad is full of lineages. And you just mentioned about Simon and Rishabdeva. There's so many successful lineages. At the same time, on the downside, you also have the great demons like Kamsa and as well as Hiranyakashipu. So they also from great lineages. So how do we understand this too? So the same lineages, also the demons came as the great devotees also came.
You are inspiring me to tell two stories with the two names you quoted. Kamsa also has a story. Hiranyakashipu story everyone knows. No. Diti went to her husband and said she wanted that is the time she wanted to enjoy. When he said this time is not favorable. This when Lord Shiva goes with the goes and Golans is very. I have a question for you, for all the people. How many people in the world knew this? And why what is that? If you see in the Grand Rapids, you see a big, on the way 94, big board, 96. Every 10 minutes, one autistic child is born. And who follows the principles given in Bhagavatam? So he said this is not a good time. But, finally, he had to accede to the request. And then what happened? Then the whole world was filled with the fog. When she understood, then he told her, because we have to be, this happened in a wrong time, untimely, in an untimely manner. The worst demons are going to take birth. See her power. She retained that for 100 years, bro. Wow, what a power she had. But when she came to know these will be killed, but the grandchild will be a pure devotee, then she said, that's good. Same thing with Kamsa also. Kamsa's wife, she wanted to, I don't know her name, she goes to her parents' home. On her way, a demon sees her. A demon sees her and he disguises himself as Ugrasen Maharaj. So she thinks husband came. So then after that she realized, hey, he's a demon. And she curses him. He says, you'll have a child, he said. Then she said, the child will be killed. See, the Vedic culture, there were no abortions. They allowed the child. Maharaj Ugrasena knew, she had no mistake. That's why it's Kamsa. They tried to change him. Born from demon, he remained a demon. So, what is that? Vedic culture is foolproof, bro. If you follow strictly to the best of your ability, You'll have good relationships, you'll have good health, and you'll lead a comfortable life, actually. That's what Krishna says in Gita, Parasparam bhavayanta. You support devatas, they will support you, and prosperity will dwell. Given in Bhagavad Gita. Today nobody follows. That's why chaos. What do you think? Yes.
I think you mentioned the solar point that person who's loose with his tongue, his behavior will not be appropriate. So a very important point, I was reminded of the verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, was a Krishna Udarataya and Krishna Navipaya. Now, while talking to devotees who are coming up in Krishna consciousness, say one either of the spouse is becoming more sincere, like the husband or the wife, then they want to avoid eating outside food very strictly. They want to, because I said this many times in the classes, like Prabhupada says, simply by controlling the tongue, one can go back to God. Prabhupada said that many times, simply by eating prasad and chanting Krishna. So one person asked me that I want to not eat outside, but my spouse wants to eat. Now, if I'm able to see, since I've been avoiding that, I feel very purified, I feel more easy to meditate on Krishna since I've been strictly taking prasada. But whenever I do, I feel, I'm falling down and my consciousness is bewildered now. So, I mentioned, temporarily cooperate, don't make it a big thing, that's what I told. But I'm also thinking to them, also maybe there's some other thing I can say apart from that, where, they are protected, they are not able to fall, they're not, they're trying to make an effort. But because of the situation, they are not able to do it. So just a question.
Prabhuji, when somebody is getting married, when another person comes into the life, they should understand it is not one person but two persons. There should be some compromise. Otherwise, marriage will not last. I told the grains example, you remember? The farmer who got the best grains. What he did, first neighbors, he gave those grains. Otherwise, Prabhuji, unless you are a pure, very exalted devotee, anyway, I'll tell this. Govinda Prabhu, one time he came and said, unless you are very deep, you are affected by surroundings. He told this class 20 years ago. I want to tell him, I have not seen him recent past. Even if you are deep, you will be affected, bro. That's my statement. Go and stay in ISV, definitely will distribute books. Because, for example, you come, you're in hostel, you come, you watch a movie and come, and then you see your friend studying at 11 o'clock. What you will do? Hey, if you don't sleep, your health will spoil. Sleep. Because, we cannot take it. So either you will follow that person, or you will criticize that person, or you leave that place. In your family, in any family, for example, you're coming, if one person is coming to Mangalarti every day, either you have to come to Mangalarti, or you have to criticize that person, what he is doing, another thing. You're going to Mangalarti, but the rest of the day you're sleeping only, Or these three things will happen for sure. Or you leave that place. These three things will definitely happen. Either you leave that place, if in the hostel, you leave that place. Or you criticize, or you make him sleep with you. Together we'll enjoy. You also take him to the movie. This is true with hostel, this is true with home. So we are influenced by our surroundings. Means if you are not, you're like a Mahabhaga devotee. So my answer to your question is that person has to be very strict with himself and lenient with other person, like a sannyasi. Then only this will work. Family, to take something, you have to give something. One day Mataji will catch that. You cannot avoid this. One day Gauram was giving class to all the IAS collectors. And the IAS collector raised only one question. Are you married? Prabhu said, no, that's why you're speaking like this. It doesn't work, he said. It's there in the YouTube actually. It doesn't work. You will give so many explanations because yours is theory. We are all married, we are living in the home, that's why you're telling. So thing is that it's impossible, you know. So simple answer is, let him be very strict and be lenient with others. That is a simple answer. Otherwise, what happens? This one thing will trigger problems, bro. I've seen that again and again. I don't know.
Just one comment. I like the topic I think about very often about because we hear from so many devotees in the temple and YouTube especially, devotees having different viewpoints about the same thing, and it's very possible to become confused. So one person reached out to me after Chaitanya Prabhu's lecture and said, completely bewildered, like what to make of it. So I was thinking about that continuing. So conservative and liberal is a point I'm making. So and the principle and details part. So conservative for someone who's coming into the temple newly, to say Vedas are true for him, I might be conservative. To say Vedas are true, though I am the most liberal devotee, if I am, there is an ex-liberal devotee. And for a new person who's coming, is an atheist or agnostic. For that agnostic, this person is a very conservative person because he thinks God Rama to be true. He thinks the Vedas to be true. And he himself would consider himself a liberal. Okay. But for the other person, he is a conservative. So in this way, if you keep on going, I mean, I can have an idea of I'm conservative, I'm liberal, or so on and so forth. But it all depends on the perspective.
I agree.
Right. So someone might see Srila Prabhupada is very conservative. Why is he hitting on Swami Vivekananda like this? Why is hitting, he's like, and someone might think Srila Prabhupada is very liberal because there are women to teach and, he let women worship pujaris. So my understanding is a devotee is about being conservative and liberal. And if someone wants to be a conservative devotee, then you can very easily make aparadha, or you can fall down very easily. Or even if he wants to be liberal, then also he can fall down. So if I want to be a devotee, then Krishna will be the intelligence. At what point I have to be conservative or liberal, because I think ultimately relative at the end of the day. I can have a position on female Diksha rules and say I am conservative or I am liberal. But that is with respect to someone else, right? Even like one of the persons I spoke to my relative, I was telling about this. She said, even to think you need a guru means you are foolish, right? That is so her thought process was that it's conservative to think you need someone to tell you something. God is already within you. Why do you need to worship someone's seed or this or that? That itself is conservative. Her point was, you desire a guru is conservative. Point to them. So that's one point. Another point I just I found was like principle and details. So this principle of Satkaryavada is where the effect is pre-existent in the cause. So the details are nothing but an expression of the principles. The principle cannot be enforced if the details are not there. I mean, the requisite amount of details are there. For instance, I can say chant Hare Krishna. But to realize the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, the detail of the chanting is the Shiksha. Right? What is the bhava of this chanting? So the detail is the Shiksha. Of whatever it is. Right? So the principle cannot be explained appropriately without the details being discussed. So if I diverse the details to beyond an extent from the principle, then there is no principle at all. It remains simply theory then. Right? So if I say be a devotee, that is a principle. But for me to be a devotee, then all these details are there. I come down and offer obeisances. I wake up for Mangala, I chant. These are the details. But if I forget these details, then there is no principle. So one way to think is, of course, one doesn't get too fanatical about the details, but also that how do I know which details are important and help us realize the principle and which details are not. So that becomes a very, I'm just stating a problem because of which we have so many different positions, some of different devotees on so many different things, because they think these details are important to serving principle, and these details are not. But just to make the point that, make the comment that the principles are details that are expansion of the principle, and they cannot be divorced from the principle, in as much the whiteness of the devotee cannot be divorced from the devotee. They are an attribute, they are a visheshana of that.
Before you, I just want to say one thing. Prabhuji, ISKCON, I'm also more or less involved in organizational level. There is common sense. To what extent you want to practice bhakti. So you always operate between principle and detail. I have only one line. Be strict with yourself to the best of your ability possible with the principles. Be lenient with others. That's one line I will say. Otherwise, on the top level, there are so many problems in this country. India and America. They just because what you are telling is true. But how do we do that? Simple thing, you have a common sense. We all agree. When we are crossing our Lakshman Rekha, in our brain, sirens ring. Hey, That is based on your training and your sincerity. It varies from person to person. That's what I can tell. Yes.
So just as a follow-up for the same, once I heard from one of the Maharajas, this one naming that if someone is so the balance that you spoke about between conservative and liberal, the relative in the relative world. So if someone said that if someone is too conservative, then what happens is the string will break because it is pulling it so tight, and then things will fall apart. And the goal of the goal that we have here will not materialize in the end. And on the other hand, if somebody is too liberal, then everything will be lost because there won't be any basis, because things change so much that then you don't have anything to hold you. And but this is from the material realm, I think. But then, because Prabhu was talking about the relative, what is conservative for one is liberal for other, and so on. But Nectar of Devotion, chapter 20, in the transcendental qualities of Krishna, the third quality is that he is liberal. So it does not say Krishna is conservative, but otherwise, how do you? So this one there.
I mean,
But he's absolutely.
That's it. So I think true.
So the conservative is after, we will be the.
We'll end it here. Thank you very much. And if I've spoken anything wrong, excuse me as a Ramdas Adventure. Srila Prabhupada ki Vandana Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Jai, Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Dhanavad, Hare Krishna.
Just had a thought. It's conflicting, so I wasn't sure. We see the example. There are 2 points very important. What he said is if the